everyone, welcome to PhotoPlay's YouTube channel and welcome back to Tuesdays with Tina. Today I'm back again with the To the Moon collection, To the Moon and Back collection from PHOTOPLAY Paper. We're going to be using the coordinating stamp set. We're going to color in the rocket here to create another baby card. Actually, the card today could be for a young child's birthday. I think that would work also. In our stamp set there is a greeting that says shine like the stars, so it's kind of a versatile card. So we'll be using our stamp and coordinating die set for our card project today. We're also going to be using some pattern papers. No stickers today, just some pattern papers. I created a card using the dinosaur in the sticker pack and some of the plaid pattern papers. Today's card is going to be more of a space card. So let's jump in and get started. We're going to start by doing a little bit of stamping. I'm going to bring in my stamping positioner. I'm using a black alcohol marker friendly ink to ink up my spaceship and also the greeting that says shine like the stars. We're going to go ahead and stamp this on some white cardstock. And I also want some stars. So I took the star in our stamp set and we're going to stamp a couple stars here. Okay. For my card today, I kind of want to match the pattern papers that we're going to be using close to that. So for the most part, we're going to use grays and a little bit of some darker yellows and some warm, cool grays and warm grays for our card today. I'm going to zoom in, and while I color, I'll play a little bit of music, and then when I'm done coloring, I will get you back. Okay, my coloring is all done. We're going to go ahead and take the coordinating dies. I'm going to go ahead and separate them, and then we're going to die cut out our greeting and also our stars and our spaceship. So our images are ready for our card today. Now we're going to pick out some pattern papers. The papers that we're going to be using are these two. I have Hello World, and I also have Falling Stars Plaid. Now I'm probably going to use both sides of these. I like the tone-on-tone of this print, and then I love the spaceship look, or the galaxy look of this pattern paper. So we're going to use front and back. I'm going to trim down some pattern papers, and I'm also going to bring in a couple of die sets here. I'm going to be using the A2 rounded rectangles, and I'm going to create a background with this. I want my stripes to go vertical, so I'll take this and die cut this out, and then I'm going to flip it around here. I'll die cut out one that's slightly smaller with our galaxy background here, and then with our nested pennant dies, I'm going to take the smallest and I'm going to use the reverse side, and I'm going to die cut out a pennant with this, and then with this one I'm going to bring in a piece of vellum, and I'm going to die cut out a vellum banner also. Everything is die cut, and I trimmed down a paper panel that using the same pattern paper. This is an A2 panel, so it's 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. And then I did die cut out a couple of circles using my circle dies. This is a piece of vellum that is slightly larger than this circle that I can mat on here. And this circle was created with the coordinating My Colors cardstock, the To the Moon and Back variety. So we have all of these. Before we put anything together, I thought we would add a little bit of texture. This is going to be on my background. I thought this would be a moon. Even though we have moon and planets in our sticker sheet, I wanted a little bit of extra texture to my cards. So to do that, I'm going to bring in the smallest circle stencil in the 3-piece dots stencil set from Say It With Stamps. I already have pixie spray behind here. That's why I have the plastic. But I'm going to tack this down. Put these off to the side. And I mentioned a little bit of texture. To do that, we're going to use some texture paste. This is Ranger's transparent matte texture paste. So it's just going to dry over my circle here. So I'm just going to take a little bit, and I'm going to go over our circle that we created. This way we have, again, this is going to basically create a tone-on-tone polka dot on our circle. I'm going to go ahead and lift this up. And then, just using my tweezers, we're going to set this aside to dry. And then I'm going to take my stencil to the sink. I'm going to smooth out the edges a little bit here. And I don't think this will take very long to dry. But you can see it's going to dry glossy, and it's going to give me a little bit of texture for my background. Okay, I'm going to clean up my surface, take this to the sink, and I'll be right back. While the circle's drying, I'm going to go ahead and take one of my card bases. I'm just reinforcing the score line with my bone folder. And we have an instant card base. This is 80-pound weight, so it's a lighter weight cardstock, but it's really smooth. So you could actually use this for alcohol marker coloring. I'm going to take my plaid paper. We're going to add some adhesive behind here. And I'm going to glue this directly on the front of my card base. We're going to tack this right over the front. I have these two panels, and I'm going to adhere these two together just using my glue. And I'm going to add this to the front. Before I press down on this side here, I'm going to add a little glue to my banner. I'm going to layer the vellum one over the yellow pattern paper, like so. And then I'm going to add some more glue, and I'm just going to tuck it underneath these two pieces. Just kind of centering it. I'm going to flip this around, and we're going to put some foam tape behind here. I'm going to take this panel, and we're going to adhere it to the front of our card base. So we have a little dimension here. Okay, I went ahead and used my heat gun to help dry this. But you can see it has a nice little texture to this. I'm going to take my circle, and we're going to adhere it to our vellum. And I'm going to use my tape runner for this. Sometimes when I add glue to my vellum, it does curl up. So I have a little bit of softness. I'm going to flip this over. We're going to put some foam squares behind here. Okay, And we're going to tack this down. I'm going to overhang it slightly so we can see a little bit of the galaxy sky. Okay, I went ahead and put foam squares behind my spaceship. I'm going to remove the release paper, and I thought we'd bring in a little bit more texture. So I have some gold twine. This is gold embroidery floss. It's very fine. You could use gold thread. I'm just going to kind of loop it together, and I'm going to tack it behind my spaceship. And then any loose ends, like I have a loose end here, I'm just going to tack it on that foam. And then we're going to add our spaceship here. And then we have our greeting. I went ahead and put foam tape behind here. We're going to add this at the very bottom. And then we have our stars. I put foam tape behind here also. And we'll add one over here. For finishing touches, I'm going to go over my spaceship window and the stars with my glossy accents. And then I'm also going to bring in some gold gems for the night sky. I'm going to add a little touch of sparkle with the itty bitties in here. And I'm just going to add a few in my background for a little twinkle. And then that will finish my card today. I hope you get a chance to check out the To the Moon and Back collection. I'll link everything in the description area of the video. Have a lovely day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.